Alrighty, hi everyone. There we go again, weekend reading. Most people are going out to the pub and I'm sat here doing a reading, but I just really felt like it. And I took my sweet time. At the moment I'm not doing so many readings. Well, I've got other things to do in the garden. My garden is a mess, but also my neck and my head is still bothering me tremendously. So I have to take it real easy, otherwise I am very dizzy all day long, and there's nothing much anyone can do about that anymore. Anyhow, this reading is about who is my, well, in a way I asked for my next partner, but I only have 3 sets of cards, and there's an awful lot of cards per set. Actually, it's totally ridiculous to do this for free. It's almost like a personal reading. But since there's only 3, the chances are that your set is not in there. So I'm really going to ask you to really feel, if you need to do this reading, watch this reading right now at this moment in time. The energies of the reading are timeless. So if you feel somewhere or other that it's for you not the right time, but you actually are really curious, because we all want to know about love, right? But then I would still like to ask you to just, well, then choose something, but don't take it too seriously, or just forego it and come back later on. Because, yeah, like I said, it's only 3 choices, right? Because there's so many cards and because of my neck, I cannot do 9 or 6 or whatever. It's just too much. And I just felt that this was enough. And, I just want to give you that message. Really feel, if you are really right now at this moment ready to make this choice, to know who your next partner is. And actually with that next partner, I mean the right one for you, that you are going to get in a relationship with, the one that's going to last. So it can also be, but if you do this, watch this reading now and make a choice now, that your next partner is not going to be this man. Because sometimes you need to be in another relationship first, or sometimes maybe even 2, depending on how ready you are, how healed you are for the right one to come in. Okay? So, well, feel free to do whatever you want. It's up to you, right? But don't get angry with me if it's not to your liking or whatever. Like I said, it's only 3 choices, and right, and there's a large group of people watching. So yeah, maybe I'll do more another time. But anyhow, I'm gonna show you the piles so you can make a choice. There's 3 stones on them, and just make your choice. Right, I hope the camera didn't rotate the image now. There's your 3, left to right is 1, 2, 3, from the left to the right, okay? 1, 2, and 3. I'll show you the crystals. There's a lot of glare because of the lights. Alrighty, and then I'm going to start with the numbers 1. Alrighty, the numbers 1. I'm going to show you all the cards. I'm going to try and keep them in view for you. I'm not certain if that's going to work out, because I have to hold them in a certain position for me as well, in order to be able to read them because of my neck. Right? If I sit at an angle with my head, it's not going to go well. First of all, we're going to look at what this man is like. And then we have encouragement, stormy fields, and movement. And oopsie, I'm gonna try and do it really fast, so at least I probably won't make it in one video. I always try, but I have so many cards, it's not gonna work out, I don't think. Anyhow, and then we have the Chariot, the Empress. Is it focused? Yes, I think so. The 7 of Cups and the Page of Pentacles. Righty. This is about what this man is like, his personality, so to speak. What I get from this, let me see, because I wrote it down, because there's so much. I feel this is a very loving man, and he's going to be, because of that, he's going to be there for you. He likes to make time for his partner, to support her and to encourage her, to do things as well. He's going to encourage you, inspire you to, to do things that you actually want to do, but maybe you daren't do that. But I also feel that this man would love it if you are a bit shy, on the shy side, or every now and then. He loves that. He's going to find that completely adorable. It's going to melt his heart if you are going to be a little bit shy, on the shy side. And this man, this is a man who likes a stable home, and so also a stable relationship. But outside of the relationship, he is. This man is quite mercurial, I think is the right word. He likes a bit of a challenge. Not with love, not with other women or something, but also not with risk taking. It's just that he's very lively, and he likes to be on the. I'm trying to show you the cards. Some difficulty getting them all in. Let's see, but the movement card as well. He likes to be on the move, not necessarily literally, but this is a man who is creative, and he needs to be able to be that way. It's an outlet. It's just him. It's his character. He needs that in order to feel good and alive. And the minute this man isn't creative anymore, then you know that something's up. Then something's going on. Because if he's feeling good and if he's feeling well, then he's going to be really creative. And yeah. And I feel in that way, I'm going to try and explain what I mean. Almost like designing things, but not like with his hands. It's and he does that for his work too. I'm almost certain of that. I'm almost convinced of that, because it is really what and who he is and what he is like, and not like designing furniture or anything. And it's also not physical or manual labor, I don't think, but it's the idea of someone who's in marketing, who's constantly having to come up with new slogans, advertisements, catchphrases, and that stuff. And that doesn't mean that he is in marketing, but that kind of energy, someone who's always fast thinking, always mentally on the move and creative, and he's got a very fast mind, and there's always something new. It's like always something brooding, like a new idea, a new creation, a new thing that he comes up with. And yeah, because ideas, creativity, there's almost like a child, right? Like babies. And this man, he not only knows what he wants, he can also manifest it, because of this card, the cornucopia that she's holding. And there's this ripe corn and etc. Everything is right and ripe. But also because another card that's coming up, one of his strongest personality traits, this is also to do with being able to manifest. So this man not only knows what he wants, but he also is able to manifest it. This is also lots of ideas and constantly having these things and thoughts, like these sprites are pulling his hair or her hair in the picture, right? And yeah, very mental. And this swift thingy, this movement, this swift stuff, this chariot as well. And with the storm fields, yeah, I feel that a similar thing. It's also typical of that renewing, innovative energy that this man has. Like after a storm, which may be chaotic, right? But afterwards, everything is fresh again. Old things have blown away, and the air clears up for new things, and yeah. And he might also like to travel, but then I feel that he might not be into like going different countries and like culture, maybe he'd more like to have his holidays in a familiar country or environment, like maybe going through to the beach for 3 weeks or something, or or go touring through the country in a camper van, in a motorhome for a few weeks, or I don't know. And maybe that is because his normal life is already so busy, and changing all the time. That for him during a holiday, he simply prefers a bit more of that peace and quiet. And I feel that this man is also very charming, and he knows how to treat ladies and how to flirt and all that stuff. But I also feel that when he's found a woman of his dreams, he really can't be bothered with that anymore, because he really wants a stable home and family, and likely for the same reason as his holidays, that he's got enough challenge and change in his work as it is, right? And at home he just wants rest and peace, and he isn't interested. Once he finds the woman that he loves and can devote himself to and all that stuff, he's not interested in anyone else. And then we have, let's see, hang about, I skipped that. There's also with these, all that stuff that I just told you is also to do with these chakra cards. I'll show them to you. I already showed this one, right? The faith card. And again, the creativity, imagination, expression, passion, originality. All these new ideas constantly. And the communication, expressing himself again, right? And self-expression. And again, you should be able to see that all these things here, that's all these ideas and all these things that he comes up with and thinks of, and yeah. And this too is basically about going deeper, finding your true soul desires and passions, and expressing that, having these cravings and goals, passion, and so these go with what I just said as well. I'm sorry, I should have shown them sooner. But yeah, I don't really want to read every card as a single thingy anyway. For me, I get so many cards because I get kind of like a story out of it, and that sometimes really works for me. I don't always read that way, but sometimes I can really enjoy that. This is for where this man is right now at this moment in his life, and then in a way focusing on love, on being ready for love or not. There's 4 cards. This is the will, wisdom and mind, and this is the sand of time. The sands of time, 6 of scrolls that came out reversed. I hope the camera is focusing. And the War of the Roses and Summer, 3 of Forces. With this, I get that he knows, with this card especially, that he knows what he needs and wants in a relationship and from a partner, but somehow he seems to be focused on other things, or is busy with other things. That may be his career, but I also see him going out with his friends, just having fun, enjoying life with his friends, going out, and his career and his work. And although he knows what he wants and would need, I feel that he is not really looking for a relationship at this moment in time, at this moment in his life, this phase in his life. More like he's really quite happy with doing his thing in life, and almost feels as if he finds it amusing. I get that from this card. This is action and things blossoming and all that stuff, right? But I feel that he's more like standing here where these poppies are, and just looking at how other people, there's someone in the background with a plough, I suppose, I'm not certain, as if he's, like for instance, in a pub or a social setting, and he's just standing there, not like he's a wallflower, because he's not. This man is absolutely not. But like, he's just observing how other people are fussing about trying to find someone, and women trying to find a man and a date, and men trying to find a woman, and as if he's almost amused about that. And because at this moment it doesn't really interest him. He's not really in a relationship mode, so to speak. It's not really on his agenda at this moment, right? And in time, and at this phase in his life right now. That's, yeah, just amused by how other people are, well, like preoccupied with finding love. Like with this, in a way, like trying, as if other people are trying to sow their seeds in a field and grow a good crop. And for him right now, that's not on his agenda. he is just quite happy here with the poppies and the flowers and observing how other people are fussing about all that stuff. Right, so yeah, that's where he's at right now. And then we're going, this is the last cards of this set. Lot of cards again. Let's see, we have Romance Angels, forgiving and healing, healing family issues, healing, in a way, both healing. Then we have flirt. Then we have this could be the one. Then we have reconciliation, which is also tying up loose ends. Doesn't mean to say someone from the past is coming back, okay? This is just about finishing off something. If there's any loose ends, then dealing with that. And that can even be with a parent or a friend. Can also be with an ex, doesn't have to be. Can be with anyone. And then there is trust. So this is about what relationship you will get when you eventually meet, when you're both ready, right? When he's also sort of ready for that. Because of the above, what I just said, I feel that it will take quite some time before you and this man will get involved. Meeting, I'm not certain. You could meet this man, and some of you have already met him. Some of you have already met him. But then it will, even if you've met him, and even if you will meet him at some point, then it will still take time before you two will get involved. And I do get a sense that it's in a way you who is the one who's going to instigate that. And I also feel that you, if you've already met him, that you are already interested in him. And if you haven't met him, then you will be interested in him when you do see him. And but then it will still take him a bit longer, since he is simply right now not in relationship mode, not yet. But once you do catch his eye, I think he's going to be lost. And there are some issues that first need to be healed, also with the reconciliation, but especially I think that comes later. But with these, certainly, there's still stuff that needs to be healed. And I feel this is not just for him, also for you. I think this is for both. And then there might be a lot of flirting at first, when he is beginning to notice you. But then it is not leading anywhere just yet. And then you are going to end up thinking like, when is he going to fucking see me? Excuse my French. But when he does, and I think that will be right at the time where you actually decide to just sod it and forget about him. And somewhere around that time, he is suddenly going to really see you as relationship material, as, you know, and then he gets these feelings of, this could be the one. I really feel that when he does, and he is going to fall for you, he is really going to fall for you like a brick. And I'm not certain how or why this is, but for some reason or other, this guy will go from nothing into full relationship mode. And maybe it is because you will end up thinking what I just said, like, when is he going to fucking see me? And at some point think like, well, sod this dude, I'm moving on, you know, he's not interested, I'm going to forget about it. Maybe that is it. That makes him realise, hang about, actually I quite like her. Something just sort of like flicks a switch in him. And he's really going to fall for you then. And, but then still, he will still take things slow. And I also get a really strong sense that you may appear to be really quite different, especially to others. Not to you, because you have this amazing click. But other people will probably not understand what the hell you two do together. And maybe that is because you are more shy. I said earlier on, right, at the beginning, right, that you are a bit shy, or that he likes that. And this man is really outspoken, and everyone will notice this man without him even making an effort for it. He's just that kind of man. And I think you're not that kind of woman in a way, maybe. But in spite of that, no matter what it is that's different about you, you two are a perfect match. Yeah. And I feel that in the relationship, if you are in a relationship with him, there might be the occasional bickering. And that will be quite intense. That might be quite intense. I really can feel that. But that doesn't really matter, because you are really, you belong together. It will be resolved really quite fast as well. That is also what this reconciliation card is saying. You can see how much they're just devoted to one another. And that's how it's going to be with you and that man as well. And that man is also not going to leave you. He's not going to go away from you or anything. Neither are you going to leave him. Because you are really just, this man is going to love you to bits. Flaws and all. And flaws is what you think you have. Not him. He's not going to see that at all. He's not going to feel that way at all. He's going to feel that you're the most beautiful woman in the world. And that's how he will treat you. That's how he will see you. But you feel you have flaws. And I don't know what and why, but I do. That's what I get. That's what I get. You feel you will have flaws. But you can trust in this. This is a good connection. It's an absolute good connection. And I do feel that if you do have a bit of an argument, it's going to be quite, almost like funny. It's going to be really quite intense. Not like name calling or anything, but you will be you both might have quite the temper. You both might have quite the temper, but you will make up. You're totally devoted to one another. It's going to resolve itself really quite fast. Anyhow, that's your reading for the numbers 1. I hope it resonated, and please let me know. Give me some likes and feedback, and I'm moving on to the numbers 2. Right, the numbers 2. We have, what is this man like? We have the 8 of Swords, 2 of Wands, the Queen of Wands. I'm just showing you the cards, okay? I'm not going to read every card separately. It's just kind of like a story for me. Then we have the choice, making a choice, slow and steady, and the peaks of joy. Look at that, isn't that wonderful? So it starts off with a card that is seemingly not so very positive, but there's also other cards that are really actually quite positive, like the peaks of joy, and also the Queen of Wands, who is also someone who can enjoy life tremendously, right? And has passions and all that stuff. Anyhow, I feel this man is really very sensitive, and up to the point that he has difficulty making decisions. And I'm trying to show you the cards, but okay, I have shown them to you, so you know they're there. They just don't fit all at once in the screen. I can't help it. It just doesn't fit. Okay. Anyhow, I feel that this man finds it difficult at times to make decisions. He's also not going to open up really fast. Right, slow and steady, her arms in front of the heart chakra. I think this man has been hurt before. That's why he is like that. He's gotten more careful. He is very, very committed once in a relationship, right up to the point that he stays in a relationship when it's past its sell-by date, so at his own expense. And I do feel that has happened before, and he got hurt quite badly. And that made him more careful and cautious. And that's not because he's a wuss, but he's just really, this guy is absolutely so incredibly sensitive and intuitive. I get a Cancer feeling with this. I'm not certain why. I never do horoscope sun signs at all. I don't. I just don't like it. Because there's too many things always involved, and people always say, oh yeah, it's a fire sign. But doesn't mean he's a fire sign. It can also be a water sign, but it can also be an air sign. And I always feel like, then what's the point mentioning it? Leave it out. But with this, I get a very strong Cancer vibration. But then again, yeah, like everyone else says, it doesn't have to be a Cancer. So what's the point of mentioning it? Anyhow, this man tests the waters before he makes a decision. He does like the good things in life, absolutely does. The Queen of Wands and both the Peaks of Joy. He likes to have fun. He likes good food, holidays as well. He just likes to enjoy life. He just really likes to enjoy life. He also likes traveling and he likes culture, discovering new places. I don't think this is a guy who would hang out in a pub most of the time during his holiday. He likes to see things and culture and Turkey somehow comes to mind. I don't know why. Also climbing mountains. I can see this guy climbing mountains. So he does have a more playful side, a side that is also rather adventurous. So climbing mountains, that's what I'm thinking of, but maybe also like hiking. You know, where I live there isn't much to hike, but if you live in America or Australia or, you know, Canada and other countries, places where you can hike, that means that he might like that stuff as well. The outdoors in nature and maybe even wild water rafting, I don't know. But I'm just limited. We don't even have mountains where I live. So for me, saying mountains is already quite adventurous. But that's in a way how this man, what he is like. Then I'm moving to his strongest personality, his character trait, so to speak. We have insight. Well, again, very intuitive. We have the throat chakra. The main throat chakra. There's also cards in this deck with aspects of the throat chakra, but the main card came up. The same for the heart chakra. So this man is very loving, very compassionate, very caring, and because of that also easily hurt, right? And this card home. Well, yeah, that feels completely with every. It goes exactly with what I mentioned just now about what he is like. So again, very intuitive and sensitive. Likely this man is into spirituality or drawn to the paranormal. His home is his castle. His home is his castle. And he likes his home to feel warm and comfortable. It's like a warm embrace when you come in. And his home is going to exude his personality. And this is likely going to be a man who enjoys doing up his home and working in the yard, spending time there with his woman and his family, right? This feels like a family man, the guy who would want children if he's still at that age, right? If you're still at that age, I think this is the really wonderful father as well. Very, very loving and caring and enjoying doing things, playing with the kids and and a very faithful man, and he will completely open up once trust has been built. At first he might be a little bit, reluctant, but he's going to, when you get involved, when you're in relationship with him, he's gonna be completely open and totally dedicated, committed. This man has an awful lot to give. He has an awful lot to give. This is a man who also... he is actually quite empowered, This man is really quite empowered. Although he might have been hurt, this man is really quite empowered. He can both listen to you and your feelings as well as talk about his own. And I think I can also see him completely enjoy silent moments of togetherness with his woman. Right? And this is also the man who's going to call you, regularly going to call you babe and hun and darling and my everything. There's stuff like that. And without making you feel smothered, not like it's like, ugh, not that. Just the right. It's going to feel right. It's going to feel really right when he does that. So even though he may have seemed a little bit lost at first when the first cast of the reading, this is the kind of man that your friends will envy you for and will ask you if he's got a brother like him, the kind of man that you gladly take home to introduce to your parents. Okay, then where is he at this moment in his life, especially when it comes to love? Then we have the Oracle of Delphi. Again, intuitive, right? Like an oracle. But also I feel that he wants this, with this card, he wants this woman, a partner who complements him. Like, she cannot do her thing without that priest there, because he channels her messages into something that everyone can understand. And alternatively, he cannot do anything without her, because if she's not there, he has nothing to say. So these two complement each other, and that's what he's looking for. But this is also that he's really very intuitive and very sensitive. This as well, the Buddha prepares. This man is preparing, he wants this soulmate relationship. But again, Buddha, right? This man is really quite busy with his personal growth and empowerment, intuitive, etc., etc. And this is also saying that it's not a time to act. So I do not think he is really in a hurry. This man is really wanting to go for the right thing. He really wants the right thing. And yeah, he's really looking for that click. He wants that someone who is really is the yin to his yang. That soulmate, the deep clicking connection. And it could even be that this man is working with the law of attraction to find and meet you, because he really is really quite spiritual. And he wants this, the fated meeting. He wants that fated meeting, and he's ready to come home to his woman. If this is, if you see the King of Keys from this deck, then you see him on a horse, and then in the background there's the castle where the woman is at. Here, on the Queen of Keys, you see the Queen, and then there in the background, over there, you see this little, I'm not certain if the camera will zoom in on that. Well, anyhow, you should be able to see that dot there, white and a tiny little bit of red. There is actually that horse with the king on it. And that's him. He's coming home. He wants to come home to his castle. My home is my castle, and his woman there. He really wants that. He really wants that connection. And this is also really, really freaking interesting. With I've already gone through these cards, right? So I can do it fast. So otherwise, I'm gonna have 3 hours of video. I don't need that. The romance angels. What kind of relationship will you get with this man, or is he ready for when he's ready, so to speak, or when you meet? Release your ex. Love yourself first. And then you would say like, oh, okay, well, hear the message of that. We have chemistry, we have past life connection, and fated meeting, and we have true love. Oh my God. Anyhow, about these cards, this is amazing. I actually get goosebumps now from my legs and my arms and stuff, and I feel my crown chakra tingle now. This is this once in a lifetime, goosebumps, more goosebumps, exception to the rule, where two people can come together who haven't totally healed yet, without it becoming a rebound relationship. Now, if you are still so wounded, really very wounded, then it's not going to work. Well, that's logical, alright? But if you still have small hurts and thingies that you need to get over, then it will still work. You two will grow and heal together, and because of that you will get closer and closer, and you will feel this click. And I do feel it might start out more like, at first, more like a friendship, based on these hurts that you both still have. It's kind of like you meet and then you get talking about stuff, and then it's like, hey, well, that's interesting, that happened to me as well. I'm also still dealing with that. You know, more like friendship. You will get talking, and then but then it will evolve into something else. And I feel that will begin to change quite soon after you've met. And there is this chemistry, the absolute strong, wonderful chemistry between the two of you. But also very typical. It's not a kind of chemistry where this flame comes up and you actually would like to, you know, if you're together and maybe you're still out somewhere and then it's so hot all of a sudden and so passionate that you'd want a quickie right where you stand, so to speak, okay? This is deeper. This is far, far deeper. A slow, very strong simmering chemistry. More that if it comes up when you're out together, you do not want that quickie. You want to go home, and you want that. It's got to be very deep, and it's going to be incredibly intense. But you want to go home so you can romance and love and stroke and feel and discover one another, and you know, and you're gonna have candles on, and then at some point, then when you've done all that feeling and touching and kissing and cuddling, you're gonna have incredibly passionate sex that is so fulfilling. And you might actually, even with this connection, you might even have sex all night long, you know, chit chat in between, maybe have a snooze, maybe some a snack or whatever. This is intense. This is really intense. And it's not like that hot searing flame that comes up and then just dies down, you know. This is strong, and it will only get stronger. This relationship is really truly meant to be. This is a past life relationship. You've known each other before, and you will bring out the best in one another. And this really, I really feel that this is this exception to the rule where two people can come together who haven't completely healed yet without it becoming a rebound relationship. You will actually help each other heal, and you will make this work. It will just simply work. And I've never felt that before. That's why I have these goosebumps. It's just really totally amazing. So that was your reading. If there, well, yeah, it's difficult to say. I hope it resonates, because if you haven't met this man yet, then you don't know if it's going to resonate. But you could tell maybe if it resonates with what you are looking for, what you want, right? The type of man, if that's the sort of man that you can see yourself grow old with, right? So thank you for watching, and then I'm going to move on with the last one, the numbers 3, after a short break. Righty, number 3, let's wait for that to focus. I'll show you the cards. We have follow the leader, we have education, we have a wishing well, and then we have the tarot cards. Let's see, we have the 10 of Swords, the King of Cups, the 6 of Swords, and oops, the Ace of Wands, and the Knight of Wands. So beginning with all that, with the enchanted map cards. Oops, this is a man with the follow, let's see if you can see it, yeah, follow the leader card. This is a man who knows when to lead and when to follow, and he's okay with that. He's the type of man who's empowered enough that he's just okay with that. He doesn't have that ego shit like, oh, I always have to be right, or I always have to be in the knowing. You know, he understands that sometimes others are more knowledgeable than he is. You know, it doesn't bother him in the slightest. It doesn't emasculate him. And so that's actually a wonderful quality in a man. I like that a lot. He's also very, quite well educated, no, very educated. He has an eager mind as well. He's eager to learn new things, to hear about new things, you know, things that are new to him. And this can also mean that he can be, at times, quite serious. But he also likes, if you are like this, if you are quite educated, and if you have doesn't mean diplomas, but that you just know a lot of things about, yeah, a lot of things. Yeah, and so you can basically add new stuff to what he already knows. He likes that, he enjoys that. And he's very positive as well. He has this card, this is wonderful, this is so positive. He has a lot of aspirations and dreams and hopes and wishes, and this is also about having good intentions, like in a relationship. You know, if he gets involved with someone, he does have good intentions, this man. And with the tarot cards, let's see, because that is quite interesting, because we start with the 10 of Atamis. I feel this man has been alone, not just that card, but I also feel that with the King of Cups, that this man has been alone for quite some time. Single, and maybe at times even a bit lonely. It is he sometimes a bit lonely, And I also feel that he can be, because of this card, I don't know why, but that he can be a bit unusual in one sense or another. This is not an average kind of guy. It's also highly likely that not everyone will get him. And the man is not weird, okay? It's not like he's a weirdo or anything. He's not. Absolutely not. He's just different. He's not average. He's different. And could be that it's also because of that he has felt quite lonely for some time or occasionally. Because I really feel this man has been single for some time by choice, mostly by choice. But he is generous. He's very generous. He's quite stable with his emotions. He doesn't get off kilter very easily. He's also supportive, and also with this, he knows how to take care of himself. He can make himself happy. In the sense that he doesn't need anyone else to make him happy. He doesn't have that void inside of him, so to speak. And that's maybe also why he has been alone for quite some time. Because he can just make himself happy, he can be happy on his own, by himself. But it seems that now he wants a change, and that comes up with other cards as well in a minute. Something has happened and he wants a change now. He wants to leave that behind. He's going to a different setting, so to speak, not literally, of course. He wants more. He really wants more now in his life. He wants love. He wants companionship. He wants to find his woman. And for some reason or other, he's begun to crave that. And now he's also really, really taking action towards leaving that being alone behind, towards now finding that woman. He has this spark of life, that inspiration and that passion. And he's also very masculine. And he has a very good sex drive as well. With this man, you're going to be absolutely fulfilled in bed. You really will be. And this man knows what he wants, and right now he wants a relationship, and he is on his way to finding it, to finding the woman he loves. But he wants the right one, right? This is not a man who's going to settle for anything. And that's also why he's not in a hurry. Like, the horse is not galloping, the horse is just stepping. He's not in a hurry. He knows where he's going, and he's adamant, and he is going, but he's not in a hurry. He wants the real deal. This man wants the real deal. And then for the chakra cards, his strongest personality traits. Let's have a look at that. We have the inspiration. So that's a spark, impulse, spark, conception, ideas. Again, that with the Ace of Wands, we saw that as well, right? That spark of life, that desire, that passion, and again, it comes up with these cards. These are his strongest traits, right? So he has that. This is part of his personality, to have that inspiration and that spark, and to be, he's like that. And the sexuality card, this is not per se just sex, wanting sex, okay? This is much deeper. This is more about the sacred sexuality, about the sharing and honor, beauty, openness. This is deeper, right? This is, of course, sexuality, but it's much deeper than just sex. It's more like sacred sexuality. The wonderful, beautiful, honoring and respectful sexuality. But he does have a healthy sex drive. Yes, he does have a healthy sex drive. He's also very empowered. Because the boundaries, empowered, assertive, authenticity. I need a drink, hang about. My water is finished. And this is also not the kind of man who is going to sit around and do nothing with his life. I think, and that's really funny, I think this could be the guy that would take you to Tantra classes. Or you could take him, right? If you'd suggest that to him. He would likely do that with you. This man has a very inquisitive mind that came up earlier on with the education card as well, right? And it's not like a risk taker and doing silly childlike things, so to speak. This is a mature man. This is a really mature man, serious, inquisitive, but he does have a playful side, and he likes to have that stirred by his woman. He is empowered, he's masculine, he's mature, he knows what he wants and what he stands for, this card. Right? And I feel it's not someone who is looking to be in the limelight, so to speak. But in spite of that, no one in his right mind would mess with this man. Because this man is really powerful, he's really empowered, strong, and that's palpable. His aura is really strong, people sense that. He's also very grounded, self-confident, grounded, and he likes nature as well. And I feel he sometimes also likes to be alone. He likes to sometimes go in his man cave, maybe not literally, of course, maybe then go out in the outdoors. But he needs his me time, so to speak. And it's a man, he also wants a woman who can allow him to have that downtime, that time on his own, by himself. Because outside of that me time, his time, him time, he will give you so much attention and so generously. But you have to be able to allow him that time by himself. That freedom, that personal freedom. He needs that personal freedom. And because of that, he also wants an equally empowered woman. He wants that too. This man is seriously empowered. Alright? And he doesn't want someone that needs to lean on him. And that he has to carry. He doesn't want that. That's not going to make him happy. That's really not going to make him happy. Now we're going to move on. To see where this man is right now. And then the first card that came out, I'll show you these later, was this card, the Lookout. And then you see the ship, it's on fire, meaning at some point it's going to sink. The man here is on the lookout with binoculars, and then you have to draw a card. I already had that actually. To look what he's looking at, because that's where he wants to go. Well, he wants to go to the commitment. To have that commitment. That's what he's looking for. He wants a commitment. And I also drew some cards to